May I make a suggestion?
Yes, go ahead.
Just so everybody is on the same page out there in Arizona, just call it a common law court of inquiry.
I agree.
That way everybody understands, the statutes of our state no longer apply. We have suffered a serious breach of contract between our board of electors and our state senate. We have had a breach of contract, and this is the remedy we are going to use. And, hey, it's the people that's making that determination. Who's going to argue with it?
Also, Title 18 U.S.C. Section 1346, failure to provide honest services.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd forgotten all about honest services. Yes.
So we could hold this court of inquiry, common law court of inquiry, by the people of Arizona, Maricopa County, and let's say we have the process and we have conclusions and findings of fact, and they determine that yes, those county board of supervisors have violated law. They're in contempt of the law, in contempt of the Senate and the good people of Maricopa County, and their arrest should be made.
Yes.
We then do what? We take that.
Not their arrest, their removal, their immediate removal from office.
Okay, and what about the ballots in the machines, which is what we're after?
Well, that will be for whoever gets appointed or elected after them.
Yes.
And I can't disagree. I concur. So they tell us after we make these conclusions and we make a presentment of our findings, they refuse, because that's likely the scenario.
They refuse what?
To enforce our findings in our adjudication.
You mean the governor is going to refuse a group of, say, and now when they do this, keep in mind they're going to need to have a number that they are representing, whether it's 50 or 100 or maybe 5,000 citizens gather and say, yeah, this is what we want to do. We want a common law court of inquiry to come to a determination of facts and issue conclusions of law and put it down in writing and send it to the governor and tell the governor, remove these people for cause now.
Right.
Governor's going to say no.
Well, I think that's a very strong probability, but
yeah, you're right. It could happen.
Yeah,
but then that's when those 5,000 people go to the statutory grand jury and say, not only do we want the board of election supervisors removed for cause, we want the governor now removed for cause. We want him indicted.
Paul, next question.
Sorry.
That's okay. How does that group get before a grand jury? You
march down to the courthouse. This is where you put boots on the ground.
Yeah. Well, I can't disagree, and that should be an attempt. But I think simultaneously there should be a statutory effort in the de facto court petitioning for a grand jury by the Senate, by the state Senate.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. The Senate is the one who has the initial responsibility, but you and I both know they're all politicians. They all know you can't control a grand jury when it starts, and they're all scared as hell of a grand jury.
Yeah, but it would get I think it would get great publicity. I just sent both of you guys, Paul and Charles, and Chris, I don't have your number, but I just got another notification from the people out in Scottsdale. There's a live radio program on right now, and John Brakey, the guest that we brought on a couple weeks ago, is on live on a radio show out there in Arizona, and they're talking about, what's their next step, the remedy path. So he's filing charges or filing a complaint tomorrow. He's got some pretty big money behind him, and he's hired a lawyer to file some kind of a complaint against Maricopa County. He has won cases in the past against them.
Well,
so
you need to let that guy know, if you have a communications with him, tell that attorney, do not file this in a civil action, in a whatever article courts they have out there.
Okay,
tell him to take it as a criminal complaint to a grand jury of Maricopa County.
Okay, if I can expand on that, I was going to say, if you go civil, then it becomes subjective, interpretive, and arbitrary and capricious as to whether they have to provide discovery. On criminal, they have no choice. They're compelled to discovery under Brady, Giglio, and other
yes, sir.
obligations.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I'll probably put you in direct contact with his attorney, Paul. I think would be of great benefit.
I hate like hell. I don't know Arizona grand jury law. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but he does, and you know the questions to ask him and the points to make. And I think you would be the perfect person to intervene in this situation.
Well, actually, I don't need to be talking to a lawyer because I don't. Listen, let me explain something.
They don't play well with others.
My best friend is a former attorney. There's just no getting around that. But, and I love him like a brother, but, bless his heart, he knows even better than I do how corrupt the judicial system is, and he still went ahead and practiced law till he could retire and didn't make waves. And, that to me is sad. I got other attorneys that I know that I am well acquainted with, and I think the same thing about them. Great people, love them to death, but they're not cleaning up their house. So I don't have a whole lot of use for attorneys. But now the client of an attorney, yeah, that client needs to know what his attorney knows. And he needs to, if he's going to spend his money to hire an attorney, he has an absolute right to tell that attorney, here's what you're going to do. You take my money, you're going to do what I tell you as long as it ain't illegal.
Right.